How's it going, Retro? Can you hear me okay? I gotcha. I went out today. It was super cold. Well, I mean, for riding a scooter, it's not snowing. We got a little bit of snow, like dusting the other day. But I really wanted to go. I didn't go very far. I just ran up to the corner store real quick. But I got some glove liners because riding with the gloves that I use, they're kind of vented. They're good for the summertime because my hands don't get like super sweaty. But in the winter, they kind of let the air come through. So I did. I went. I got some glove liners, and then I have a mask that I've had since Colorado, and uh, and then and so I kind of got geared up a bit and ran to the store on my Klima real quick, and it was all right on the way there, but it was kind of windy out, and on the way back, it kind of sucked because I was going against the wind. Even with the glove liners, my hands got super cold. My hands were probably the worst thing about riding. I mean, I got the face mat, I got the hood, the face mask, or we don't know what it called, and then the helmet over that. I mean, that was pretty good there. Um, and I wore a scarf and whatnot, so my neck didn't really get cold. So everything was pretty good. But yeah, just my hands, man, my hands were freezing on the way back, especially. It's like 45 degrees, not that bad. Still don't know what kind of scooter I'm gonna get. I've been having second thoughts about getting something like. I mean, I just don't know. I'm not really sure. Don't know what I want to do yet. So I have to see how it goes. But I'm pretty happy with the Klima in general. I don't really need. I mean, honestly, I don't need. If it's something I want to do, then it's for fun. Uh, I need some hand warmers. I need to ride with hand warmers in there. Uh, but no, or maybe they got like hand warming gloves. Yeah, that's such a thing, right? Uh, these days, when you think that would be too difficult, put a little lithium battery in the cuff and keep it warm. But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna get. I like there are things I like about the solar Hyperion, but then there's things that I can't really get past. And one is the split rim thing. If it worked like it is intended, then that would be fine. But if I've seen issues. Some people having issues with them and getting the O rings back in place and the gaskets, what have you. And once again, my experience with those types of things, those little O rings, I mean, they're always going bad. They're always um, getting stretched out or whatever. So if I did, every time you open that thing, you pretty much got to put brand new O rings. I mean, that's what I would do. But second of all, I've seen some issues trying to get the tires to bead once as well. So that would be my two biggest concerns with the split rims. Is one, it would just be, um, I think, tough to bead, and then even with the seal, you're constantly having to, like, my opinion, if you're gonna undo it, you need to put fresh gaskets on there, O rings, and then close it back up again. But even then, to me, it's not guaranteed that that's gonna completely seal it. And so yeah, it's to me that's a toughie situation. I'm sure in the mechanic shop with all the tools they have and so forth, they can probably do a good job. But if I'm changing a tire at home, it needs to be easy. It needs to be just if you're gonna do something like that, just make it super simple. Um, but so that's the one thing that I'm not 100% sold on. And then, although I seen something on the Roadrunner Pro, uh, where they put PMT tires on the Roadrunner Pro, and it has split rims, and they said they didn't do anything but just take the rim apart, change the tire, put it back on, and air it up. I mean, if it works that well, if they all work that well, uh, then that would be awesome. He didn't have to, get the tire to bead, nothing. He was just like boom, 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 which I like about the Roadrunner Pro. But anyway, the other problem with the Hyperion is it has issues with the traction control, kind of not killing the acceleration when you hit bumps, and so even small bumps are causing the traction control to kick in, and when it kicks in, the accelerator doesn't respond. So those are the two things: is losing traction. Yeah, I'm curious about the RS as well. Yeah, it just depends. It just depends. Just not sure. I don't know if I want to. I mean, I just don't know if I want to. I don't want to, do it. I don't know. I have to see. I love the new E-Move Daytona, whatever they call that thing. I'm hoping it comes out when they say it's going to come out. Another one that I'm really interested in is the Segway GT3 Pro. Uh, you know, it's a decent scooter, and it doesn't have too high of a top speed, but I bet the range is really decent. I really think the range is decent. Um, I think maybe they're understating the range a little bit, to be honest. I'm quite sure I could get more range out of that. Yeah, I mean the Hyperion is such a good deal. I think they got 20% off right now, just regular. So I mean that's awesome if they're which means you get that's over 60 what it's 3,200, so you get like 6,400 $1,640 off. So I mean that's you're like at 2,600 bucks for the Hyperion. Um, but that's across the board with just the Hyperion and the FF Black. I don't know. I like the design of the Hyperion. I like the design of the FF Light, and then I like the design of the what's it called? The smaller one, $1,400 one. I can't think of the name of it. Yeah, I was hoping they fixed that or something like that, but I'm just not. I haven't seen it been addressed, and so if it doesn't get addressed, I don't know. I don't know if it's been corrected. Uh, so I mean, I would hope so, but and then they have the solar. What is it called? I can look it up. EQ. That's what it is. The solar EQ. I like the design of it. Those they have. Well, that one's okay. The stem is all right, but the solar FF light and the Hyperion, I would never get a EQ anyway. But for a couple of reasons. I mean, it's just it's not for me. It's got a trigger throttle on it. Yeah, it's got a it's got an adjustable stem. I don't really care for the adjustable stems. I'm okay with adjusting myself to the ride as opposed to making sure that it's adjustable. I don't really it doesn't really matter to me. So the scooter's designed and it's got a certain feel to it. I like the solid stems. Um, so I don't really care for like two piece stems. Uh, but yeah, 20% off right here, and that's all their scooters. So 33.99. I thought that was 3,300. So it's 6,600 bucks. I thought it was 31.99. because I thought this was like $100 cheaper. Now it's like $200 cheaper. So anyway, it's going up in price. But sort of, because you get 20% off right now. So you can get a $600 off of that. 600. I mean 660. I meant to say $660 off of that. Not a bad price for the Hyperion, considering everything you get with it. That's a really good buy. But if they fix that, I'd like to know whether or not how easy it is to get to for the person at home to use that split RAM if it's simple. And then I like the Segway GT3 Pro. I don't know what the price is going to be. Yeah, I agree. I agree about the Hyperion. But I don't know how much the GT3 Pro is going to be from Segway. So hopefully it's reasonable. I wouldn't be willing to pay. I'd like it to be $3,000. If it was 3,500, you might twist my arm. But I'm not looking. For that scooter, I wouldn't want to pay more than 3,000 personally. Yeah, I was looking at some Segways. I was even the Max G3, even though it's not my, I'm not really into the single motor scooters. I don't know. Not sure. I don't know, and I don't know how much that's going to be either. So if it's I think that the other ones usually go for about $1,000. If it's $1,000, And I saw the battery that you were talking about too, the battery expansion, but I think it's not going to be out till July. I don't know when it's releasing. I don't know when the Max G3 is releasing, or the the GT3 Pro. So the GT3 is out, and it's $1,400. And to be honest, they're starting that scooter off at that price. That I think that's decent price for that scooter. But when I'm looking at scooters versus the Klima, it just doesn't make sense that I would pay sometimes more money, or I just can't find anything. I can't find a better deal. I can't find any good value. I can't find a good value for around what I pay for the Klima, right around $2,000, or even a little more. I still don't. It's not something I feel like I can really get a great deal for. I mean, right now the Hyperion's a really good price, but and like I said, if they didn't have those two flaws, I would, or I don't know if the split rims are a flaw. They may be just as nice as the split rims on the Roadrunner Pro. Yeah, I saw that VMAX. It's going to be under $2,000 too. So see what that's like. Yeah, I want to see what that scooter's about. But yeah, I think I'm just gonna, I'm gonna be patient. I'm not gonna hurry into anything. Like I said, I really like the Daytona scooter, but I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know. I mean, I'm assuming it's going to be under $4,000. So, I'll wait and see some more of the specs. I might even wait and see. I'm sure there'll be reviewers that get them early that we'll be able to see videos of. I don't know what they're going to do now with Paul gone over there. I mean, I don't know. I don't feel the same. I don't feel the same like in-depth kind of reviews as I do with Paul, because he goes in all the details so well, and he does the speed runs and the range tests and so forth. So it's going to be interesting when they get the new scooters in and don't have Paul to really put them to the test and see what they can do. But anyway, I'll be looking forward to whoever gets the chance to review the that emu scooter when it releases, and if it releases in spring, and it's wonderful. I mean, I'm into it. I want to know all the details, though. I still don't know the details. I know the basic specs. Um, but I don't know. I know they're supposed to have 13-inch tires, and some of the stuff they're still kind of refining, working on. That's they may change before they release it. So yeah, we'll see. Um, I don't know when it's going to release. Like I said, I don't know when the GT3 Pro is gonna come out. Um, So, well, I mean, and I thought about getting like the Roadrunner Pro, but I swear they went up. I swear they went up on the extra battery price, because I looked at them before, and I want to say it was like 2,700 for the Roadrunner Pro, and then 500 for the battery, if I remember correctly, maybe five something, and that was over $800 or something like that, and just for the extra battery. Like, no, I'm not. I don't want the scooter without an extra battery, and I'm not willing to pay $800 for an extra battery. So that is no longer on my possible choices. It probably wasn't a leading candidate anyway, because it's a sit down scooter. But I kind of thought about changing it up, and I still might get something, but it's likely not going to be the Roadrunner Pro, um, because I'm pretty sure they went up on the price. Maybe it was just something else I saw, but either way, whether they went up or not, I'm not paying $800 for that battery and having to pay $2,700 for the scooter. I already mentioned before that I think they should be more around 2,500, because I swear when I looked at that, it was 2,500 and 500, for 3,000. And yeah, I may go with yeah. I've thought about that, and you know I don't know that I need a scooter that's bigger than what I have. Uh, I mean, like I said, it'd be kind of cool to get one, but I don't know if I necessarily. I mean, it's not going to benefit me. I don't even run this thing to the max what it can do. Um, and like I said, I mean, I'm willing to. I may pull the trigger on it, and we'll see. But I'm kind of weighing my options, and I'm kind of considering what I want to do. There's some cool stuff out there, but everything I find, it literally everything kind of has just like I can't seem to wrap my head around just wanting to pull that much cash out, and then just be like, are they going to support it if something goes wrong? Is it going to be a hassle? You know, I don't know. And the new RS is cool, and I'm definitely going to be watching to see how it plays out. But I'm not exactly going to be the first one to jump on one of those before it goes through the ringer, at least for a while, because you know I just want to know. I just want to know how it responds and how it does with the wiring, and that wiring takes a time. Yeah, I would, and it's still tempting. It's very tempting, just because I don't need it doesn't mean that it wouldn't be nice. And I love the ride on the Klima. I don't know if you've ever been on a Klima, but I know the Bernies are nicer, a tad nicer ride. But honestly, it's a wonderful ride. The only thing, like I said, yeah, it would be nice to have bigger tires for some of the larger cracks, but you know that's just me being a little bit picky. I don't 99% of the time it does perfectly. I don't have too many places that's a real issue. But like I said, it's just something I noticed, and I was kind of hoping that having this suspension would kind of alleviate, which it certainly does to a degree, but just not all the way. but uh, but yeah, I've thought about pretty much I try to think outside the box, be flexible, and look at different stuff. But yeah, I just don't know. Maybe the Emu Daytona I am. I mean, as much as I love that scooter, I I just don't know if I want to sink a bunch of money into it before I know how it's gonna do. I mean, the emus they're decent. They go through some pretty rigorous testing. I haven't heard any know continuous problems with like the cruisers or anything like that. And so I think they do a good job of putting out a scooter early and not having too many bugs. But that doesn't mean that they're a zero, and it doesn't mean that I would hope since they're releasing the scooter that they would be prepared to support it as far as if something does go wrong. But you just never know. So with a new scooter, you never know. Um, I mean, they kind of they won't know until it's fully out there and being tested. I mean, they like I said, they can do all the tests they want, but until you get a person on there who's riding it every day and putting it to a real world test as far as like not just getting a scooter and riding it around and saying, yeah, this is great, or having a ton of scooters that you rotate between and the scooter only gets a couple hundred miles in a year or something like that. I've already got 200 miles on my Klima. I don't feel like I've barely been anywhere. So I just haven't got a big chance to ride it. Anyway, I'm just considering different options. I'm not spending more than $4,000 on anything. Um, I thought about the Apollo. Right now, the Apollo Pro is a really good price at $3,000. I think it's a heck of a deal, and it's got pretty. It's not it's got decent. It's a decent size scooter, and it's a nice scooter, but it doesn't have the greatest specs. 3,000 is worth. I think it's worth $3,000, but not much more than that. And it should be for like 2,800 or something. That would be like a super deal. Yeah, I don't know if I can get a. I don't know if I can get an 11-inch scooter with the power and range for $2,500. I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's a thing. If I could get something like that, probably would be tempted. And the Hyperion comes close at the moment, but uh, considering the issues, I'm just not. Even 2,500 isn't something I want to just throw down the tube, or whatever. But so I like the Segways. I like their you know a reputable company. They have reliable scooters. You don't hear too many problems with Segways. Um, Certainly not the same problems that repeat. I mean, people have problems with their scooters, period. But in general, you don't hear too many issues across the board. I suspect it will now. Um, I don't know if I've updated. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but it's not called the V9. It's not. I haven't got a chance to make another video yet, but if I did, that's all I'd have to say. Is So I haven't gotten anything else to talk about yet. So there's just content. I've compared all the scooters I can think of comparing. Um, yeah, I've heard that too a couple different places. So that's going to be awesome. I'm curious to see what their prices are going to be like. Um, and I thought about getting another Nami, but I really don't. I don't. I'm okay. I'm really. Even the Stellar, Super Stellar. I don't like. I like it. And I think it's a fairly good deal, but it doesn't have adjustable suspension. And so if that little detail was different, that I'd probably be really interested. It's a lighter scooter, probably easier to maintain or handle or whatever. But the fact that it's just got regular spring shocks, so it's not typical of Nami to have like. I mean, I'm sure they're fine, but you can't adjust them to to your size or whatever. You can't dial them in. Uh, but yeah, so I mean, now if they come out with a dual motor scooter and it's priced reasonably, uh, yeah, I mean a dual stem. That's what I meant. So yeah, if Nami comes out with a dual stem like Bernie or something, and Voro carries it, and it's reasonably priced, you never know. Yeah, I like the dual motor Emu Cruiser V2. I was looking at that one as well, and it also has split rims, which I thought was cool. And yeah, I like the Max G3 as well. But I looked at the V2 dual motor. I like it a lot, and like I said, it has a split rim like the Roadrunner Pro, and I heard really good things about that split rim. So I would assume that it would be uh, a similar setup there, and they'd be able to successfully pull that off. So I like that. Um, but do I think it can compete with the Klima? No, I don't. I don't know how much the Klima is going to be. It's cheaper than the Klima on average. I only paid 1,900, 1,899 for this one, so technically I got $100 cheaper for mine. It's not the Klima Max, it's 25 amp hour, but I did get the Klima for 1899 on sale. So pretty happy about that. Haven't seen it, at that price again. And even they re-released them at Fluid recently. I guess they had some stock laying around or whatever, and they sold out really quick of the 25 amp hour, and it was 1999. So I got this one for 1900 right now on wire. They're out of them on wired rods, I think. But when they sell them, the max is like 2800, and the 25 amp hour is like 23, 24, something like that. And so you're going to pay a little more likely. I know we were just talking about Voro Motors carrying Namis soon, hopefully. And so when they start stocking them and listing them on their site, you'll be able to get possibly a Klima of your choice on there, but I don't know what the price is going to be. So, and they charge tax on top of their prices that are displayed. So there's going to be, you got to build that in. Not everyone does that. A lot of companies, the price that you see is including tax. That's what I like to say. It's not like you're not paying taxes. Like everybody pays taxes, but what they do is they include it in the price that's displayed. So the Emu Cruiser V2 is a better deal, and it's not as nice as the Klima. It's not gonna. I don't expect that, but it is a good deal for the money. I think it's adequate deal for the money. And you could find a Klima for $2,000. I think you should snatch it. Of any size. And that's why I said in one of my videos when they had them at Fluid, but they didn't last long. Maybe 2 days. 2 days, I think they were on Fluid, and then they were gone. I saw him doing some live streams. I know he did post one, but I haven't got a chance to watch it yet on the Cruiser V2. I don't think I'm interested though. I don't think I'm interested. I don't think I'd be willing to pay $2,000 for that scooter compared to what I got. So, I mean, I'd be willing to go get like the G Max 3. I'd rather get something like that and try that out. A nice little Segway, little Segway, something like the Apollo. But I don't know how it will perform. But I'm sort of curious. I'm sort of curious to see how it will perform. And if it's $1,000, big deal. So yeah, I thought I was really excited about the. Yeah, it is way better. It is. It's it's way better. Yeah, I know that. Uh, I thought when I first started glancing at it, I thought, yeah, that's a pretty. I didn't think it was better than the Klima, but I thought it was kind of equal. It isn't. It isn't. So, um, yeah, I'm not. This is not something. Not something I'm really interested in at the moment. I was kind of looking at it, but now I'm not looking at that one. So obviously the new Daytona. I'm not really interested in the Pro at the price, the Roadrunner Pro at the price. If it were cheaper, or the battery was less, I mean, I might consider it, but not where it is right now. Uh, I like the GT3 Pro, but I don't know what the price is going to be on that. And like I said, I might go something like the Max. I like the Max G3, and I like that little battery pack you can add. I mean, it won't be till July, and I don't know when they're gonna release the Max G3. Have you heard when they're gonna release it? But I like the idea of having that battery and adding that additional range just by snapping that little battery pack on you. And so that'd be kind of cool, even if it was just to have in a backpack while you're riding around, and so you start getting low on range, you just click it in and keep going. Yeah, I think it said July 2025 is what they have on there, but I just didn't know when they're releasing. You can't get the Max G3 yet or the GT3 Pro. You can get the GT3, but that's the only one you can actually get right now. Which I kind of like that one too, but it's $1,500. Yeah, you had the Klima in the cart from Fluid. Yeah, I would have snatched it for sure. Um, you know, yeah, it's gonna have its little issues. Every scooter does. I heard issues with the Super Stellar when they shipped them out. Uh, Similar issues. I don't remember what it was. Something with the programming. It was the brakes were like make the horn go. I don't know what it was. It was something silly like that. It wasn't doing. I think it was the turn signal with the brake light. That'd be funny. Every time you hit the brakes, it honks. Oh man, that's something that I could see happening with the Klimas or with the Namis. Just little silly stuff, man. Um, I'm pretty sure that was a fairly easy to rewire. I would have tried to figure that one out, but still, you shouldn't have to you shouldn't have to go to that kind of trouble with your scooter. It should come ready to go. So it wasn't too big of a fix, but and that's why I said, "Oh, that's no big deal. You just had to replace your brakes." Luckily, I didn't have a problem, replacing the brakes, but not everybody is necessarily inclined to replace their own brakes. And if you don't have a scooter shop around, you might be doing it yourself. Not to mention, it's a brand new scooter. I don't want to pay someone. I don't want to pay someone to fix my brand new scooter I just got. I shouldn't have to do that. It should come fully ready to go. So yeah, people just are silly with their expectations. You should. It ain't no big deal. Just I'm like, what are you talking about? I just bought this scooter, and yeah, you finally got me the parts 2 weeks later, but I still had to install them myself. Yeah, yeah. Well, I probably could squeeze them over the balls, but it probably wouldn't look right. Uh, yeah, I like the new ones the rubber brake lever too, the covers. Yeah, I agree. They go well with the ones that I have, and I don't mind the old brakes. I didn't see too much of a difference, other than they work better. But yeah, I was the other stuff I was looking at those the other day, and I had some. Like I said, I took a glue gun and closed that gap. The blast, I'll tell you what. I was looking on on Wide Rides, and they have this green special edition Nami Blast, and I really thought I was really like, man, there's only like 9 of them made, and about $3,700, and so I really it's really interesting to me. I like the way they do the suspension with it out front. I've heard it's really decent for suspension. I heard it's really stable. Uh, the thing that's weird to me though, which is kind of I'm not I'm not kind of not really sure about, is the tires only attach from one side. I don't know if I don't know if I quite understand that. It looks really cool, but I mean I'm not saying that's a big deal. It's kind of weird to me. And but that's a sweet scooter, and I especially like the green Denami Blast Max for $3,700, just because it's one of nine, and I think it'd be kind of cool to have a scooter like that. And it's probably a little high. The normal Blast Max is only like 3 grand, but I don't know. Something I like. I like that green. I like that green color, and I like that it's a limited edition. But it's a little pricey. I mean, the regular one obviously would be fine, but um, this is just a green, a mint green kind of color. I kind of like it. But other than that, I don't know anyone that sells the Blast. I don't think, unless I missed it before I started looking at scooters, uh, Fluid. I never seen them sell a Blast. So if they did, I was unaware of it. And so I've only ever seen them at Fluid free rides, and that's the only one I've seen, I think, available. They might have had that gray one around. I can't remember the one for 3,300, but it's sold out. And they got the Bernie 2 Max. You can get that on Fluid as well right now, and they're pretty much the same price, I think. Wide rides might be a tad cheaper. They got the Super Stellar in stock, but like I said, I just don't like the fact that they don't have a adjustable suspension on those. But they don't have a regular Bernie 2. I can't find one of those right now. Wired had a pretty good deal on. I mean, Fluid had a pretty good deal on those for a while too, at $26.99. But when they sold out, they sold out. Do you ever use the steering damper on your Burn E retro shaver, dude? I was just curious. I know I don't think you really just put it to the limits, but I was just curious if you ever try to use that. Yeah, like the Inokims. And you know what? Right now, speaking of the Inokims, their their flagship, the OXO, is like $1,200, and that's pretty cheap. That's the cheapest I've seen this particular edition. They dropped the old edition right before they sold all of them, and for like $1,000 or something. But I have not seen this edition. It's the newer edition upgrade for $1,200, and I think that's a pretty good deal for that scooter. But yeah, like I said, I don't know what to think about the Blast having those on come on one side there. It's interesting. I'm not really looking forward to changing the tires either, man. Like in general, it's got to be better than it's got to be better than the Journey Max, but because they're not tubes. Gotcha, gotcha. Yeah, I don't think I'll be. I mean, I don't need it on the Klima, but if I got a Bernie or if I was considering getting one, um, I was thinking about that because a lot of people like to put them on the Bernies. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Um, so I did a lot of research. I got the right scooter. You know, I really did. I got the right one. I chose the right one. I got a great deal. I'm happy with my Klima. It's just really hard for me to find another value, what I feel like was a value as good as I got on the Klima. So I still feel pretty good about that purchase overall, even though I've had my little issues and apparently I'm losing my warranty and hopefully I won't need it. It's only a year, so if I have it a year with no more problems, great. Hopefully not. And then after that, I know I'm kinda on my own anyway, which I expected. I did think I would get cheaper parts, 50% off, parts, but, you know, c'est la vie, and then hopefully Voro will have, they'll stock the parts really well and, hopefully reasonably priced as well. Karoma, I've seen Karoma. I've seen some ones that look halfway interesting, and from the reviews that I've seen online, people seem to like them. Uh, they're okay, but I mean, they're not anything special. They're nice little scooters though. For the money, I think they're decent. Compared to other scooters in that same range. I don't have a problem with the Coromas. Of course, there's so many. Well, there's so much. I mean, you can find. That's like, I think they sell them on Amazon. They sell a lot of scooters on Amazon. They sell Segway, In Motion, but yeah. Uh, wow. I know they sell a performance package for the Klima that's also like $500, and it comes with a steering. No, it's 400. I could have swore it was 500 last time I looked. Maybe it's 400. So it's 399, and they want 200 just for the steering damper. But it comes with PMT tires, a steering damper, and something else, brake pads. So the only thing I would want in there are the PMT tires. Possibly, I've considered getting PMTs when these go when I replace them, and they're about $90 a piece. So pretty much like $200. I was looking at the Yumi Raptors and the Yumis the other day when I was really trying to find something for a good deal that I felt like was a value compared at least somewhat close to my Klima. And there was a couple places. One of them was solar. They for the money they really do max out the specs, and they put some really good scooters out for the price. And then Yumi was another one, and I'm trying to see. And yeah, I like the Raptor, and Raptor is the one I was looking at because it's around the same price as what I pay for the Klima. So yeah, I think the Raptor looks decent. If I could find, hmm. Yeah, I don't know where it's at right now. Can't Is this it right? No, that's something else. I had it up. Maybe I closed it by accident. But yeah, I really like the Raptor. They also have the Predator, which is a super like $3,500, and it looks like a beast scooter. And I've heard in general good things about Yumi. Everybody's had their issues, and I've heard bad things about it. Just about every company there is out there um, at some point. But Yumi is one that I hear in general. People um, that have Yumis are like dedicated Yumi people. They recommend them quite a bit. I see it a lot every time I'm in the boards. I'm in the electric scooter boards, and I see someone ask what kind of scooter I should get. There's always at least one person in there that says get a Yumi. And so that says something about the uh, about the scooter and the company. So I think they're decent scooters, certainly as good as any other um, scooter out there right now, in my opinion, as far as that goes. So they've got a decent reputation. Just from my, like I said, I stay pretty active on electric scooter boards, and so for that. For that reason, I'll say that Yumi is fairly reputable, and their prices for what you get are also really good. The Raptors are quite nicely specced out for the money. It really is. Yeah, but I don't know what else. I don't know what else I could do to the Klima. I like the Klima a lot, and it gets me around just fine. Does everything I needed to do, and more. and I only run errands. I only run errands on it, so I might cover 10 miles in a day at the most. So it's got plenty of range, and I only drive at 20 miles an hour or 25 at the most. Um, 90% of the time, I'm probably not going over 20 miles an hour. But sometimes, if I'm in an area where I have a little room and there's no one, no one around, it's nice and smooth. I've got up to like 25 ish, somewhere in there. But I keep it in sports mode, and that's perfect for me. I, you know, I get plenty of acceleration. Even in sports mode, if I hit the accelerator, it pushes me back. I've got to counteract that, and I'm only in sports mode. So jumping up to at this point, I tried custom mode, C mode before, and it was a tad jumpy when I first started testing it in the parking lot, and so I stuck with S mode because it was a little jumpy, and then I accidentally put it in turbo. I've tested all the modes, but once I was riding, I accidentally put it in turbo, not turbo, but X mode. Turbo you have to actually activate, but it was in X mode, and that acceleration is just even for that throttle, it's still hard to control. Yeah, I don't like that. I don't like that. If the segways are, go try to take a look at it. Yeah, if that's the case, yikes! I am not dealing with that again. That's the one thing. That's the one thing. It wasn't as big deal as I thought it was gonna be, but when I had to change my tires, my tubes on my Journey Max, and I've seen people kind of wrestle with them online. Those ones that are plugged in all the time, and it's much easier if you can pull it off there, obviously. And I would do it every time, but it's just easier when you're trying to work with the cables or the tire itself. So yeah, I definitely want some disconnect cables. So hopefully that's not the production version, and they're they wouldn't do that. Do you know? I mean, I guess I could go back and look as at a review. Do you know if they had them on the old GT, the GT1, GT2? Not really sure. Still wouldn't be. I'm still not against getting the GT2. $2,500 if they come back out with it and sell it at 2,500. You never know. You never know. I saw it the cheapest. I thought. I mean, I'm sure it was plus tax though. I saw it on Amazon for 23, the GT2, and I was like, man, I was like, that's crazy. That's a really good price. But yeah, like I said, and I don't know for sure. I don't know if I've put something in the cart and segue and see if they charge me tax on top of it or not. Not really sure, but I know for sure on Amazon they do. So I wouldn't think if they were going to come out with the old GT1 and GT2, if they weren't hardwired, I wouldn't think they would hardwire these. But like I said, if so, I'm not interested in that because I'll have to change the tire sooner or later. Yeah, that's just not you're not thinking it through. I wonder if the Max G3 is like that as well. That's something to consider. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't like that. I mean that not being able to disconnect the motor from the scooter, just not something I'm interested in at this moment in time. And that's some of the things I don't know about the eMove Daytona. I don't know how that's gonna. I'm sure they're gonna do their due diligence and make sure that all those things are taken care of, and and meets standards of their other scooters. I wouldn't expect anything different, but I'm just curious to see how it comes out. All right, before I get off here, guys, got a few minutes still. Um, what you got? I would love to do another video, but I can't think of anything. Anything you guys want to see? Can you guys give me some topics or videos that you'd like me to maybe dive into? Yeah, that's a huge scooter. It looks really good for the price too. I'll be honest. It's a beefy scooter. I think it's like honestly, it's like 13-inch wheels if I remember right. I don't have it up for some reason. I thought I did, but yeah, I think it's like 13-inch wheels. That thing's a beast, bro. That Predator's a beast, and it's back in stock. I believe it was out of stock, but I think it's back. And $3,500 for that price. It's a nice scooter actually. Yeah, I can't. Right now that's tough to pull off. I want to do some of that stuff again too, but yeah, yeah, for sure. Yeah, I want to go get some more McDoubles. Uh, so yeah, I want to go back to McDonald's or something like that. I tried to go to Taco Bell once, but they were packed, and I wasn't willing to jump into that line. But yeah, I want to do that when the weather's nicer and I get a chance. I wouldn't mind doing a video where I can go jump in a drive through. I'm kind of it was fun before. Haven't done it in the Klima. That was on my Journey Max, and I got the Klima set up for that reason. Yes, yes, I remember your RS Max. What happened with that? Yeah, spring will be here in no time, right around the corner. Did you end up getting the RX-7, or you got your money back, or did they make you pay a restocking fee? Wow, that's nice. That's awesome. Yeah, maybe I'll consider the rotor then. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I've been watching. I look at all the sites. I mean, I have a whole list of sites open that I keep all the time open. When I'm doing my videos, you guys can probably see how many tabs I have open, and I have them all looking. So I kind of go over them on a daily basis, at least once, kind of looking to see how things are tracking. And once again, if I find the slightest little thing to to do a video on, I jump on and do it. I just haven't had anything to do a video on. It's kind of slow right now. Nice. So you're gonna get the steering damper with the gift card, like you were saying? 2 years is awesome. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, that's right. I thought it did come with one. So you got a $200 gift card to get other stuff. That's awesome. That's a really good deal. I'm glad they did that for you, man. Really are. Really am. Uh, like I said, you kind of gave me you know, kind of gets my interest up. I really like the RX-7. Aside from the one issue, right now it's $3,800. Which is once again that's the deal they had on it. They went with a $38.99, and now it's back down to $37.99. So I don't know how long it'll stay there. We'll see how it goes. But if that road glow thing works, um, I'm 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 curious. I'm curious. Girl brake pads, nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that scooter. Honestly, it comes with all the nice stuff. Maguras, PMTs. Really nice. Like I said, let me know how the new road glow panels work out. One thing's for sure, if you do have problems, you're covered for 2 years, and these are supposedly a lot easier to replace. They just click and click. So hopefully there's no issue with those at all. Oh yeah, KKE shocks. They got all the good stuff on the scooter. Everything's top of the line except the old panels. Hopefully the new ones are super a lot better. What about the panels behind the Roadrunner sign? I mean, I thought I saw some spots on those too. How do you replace those? Like it seems like it's behind the battery cover or something. Can you take that off? Wow. This your first scooter. Well, that's a crazy scooter for your first scooter. You might want to ride around in eco mode for a while you get used to it. I would. I certainly would. That's a scary scooter to for it to be your first scooter. That thing's super fast. I did notice retro on Voro's site that they've started to list the what is it? The other ones, the Tevrons. They say coming soon, but there's a place for them. Yeah, I don't blame you. Um, even on my Klima, which is not as fast as the RX-7. I don't know about acceleration, but top speed on the RX-7 is much higher than the Klima, about 20 miles, 20 miles an hour higher. So yeah, get used to it, man. That's an awesome scooter though. Keep me posted on how it goes. I've thought about it a lot, but like I said, those panels are just like, eh. But other than that, it probably would be in my considerations. I love it. It's a super nice scooter. aside from that one issue. It's got a huge battery, 40 amp hour, 72 volt. Everything's great, man. Everything is Samsung. IP66. There's just very little things not to like on the scooter. All right, guys. I guess I'm gonna jump off here. Thanks for hanging out with me. Um, if you guys come up with any ideas for videos, shoot them out to me. Comment, let me know. I'll try to get something going. Otherwise, I'll have to wait for something to come up. Interesting. 60 volt. I'm into the 60 volts, 72 volts. I don't know if I really want anything under 60, but unless I get something kind of small like the Max G3 or something. But if I'm looking for a performance scooter, I'm trying to get like 60 or above. All right, guys, gear up. Peace out. Have a good day.